morning, everybody. Today is February the 5th, and today is my grandmother's birthday, and I just want to talk about my grandmother today. And I just love her to death. Like, I really am. I grew up around my grandmother, and she took care of us and watched us. And when my mom and stuff was at work, she actually was the one that pointed out to my mom when she was pregnant that she was having twins. She was like, Trish, you look bigger than normal. I think you having twins. And granted enough, my mom went to the doctor like I think that week or it was like not too long after my grandmother said that, and they told her she was having twins. And I was like, this is so beautiful. But I don't know. I just hope that she had the most amazing day. I just love her to pieces. She means everything to me. She really does. And honestly, I feel like I look like my grandmother, to be honest with y'all. I probably would have to insert a picture or a video so y'all can see the like similarities or whatever. But I'm headed to work, y'all. I'm having a little bit more better, or I'm having a whole lot better day, honestly. I don't know why I was saying a little bit better. Like, no, my day feels awesome. But also, I'm like, my studying for the securities test is going really great, and I'm much further than I thought I would be today. So that is going great too, you know. So, and also work is not really too stressful right now, also because I don't have any contracts to do anything on right now. Well, actually I do have one today, but I don't have anything that I need to like just hurry up and do right now. And I'm hoping to stay like that for a minute until I get past this test, because if I do like a big contract or something, it's gonna kind of stress me because my intention to be on that, and I can't like study real quick, you know. It's like I'm looking at contract all day, and it's like running my mind and my numbers, but then I have to like, you know, look at my study and stuff, and you have to have your mind and studying and that, and it could be quite a bit. I'm pretty sure y'all understand though. So yeah, but I don't know what I really wanted to talk about today. I just really wanted to get on because I am trying to post every day, at least something a day in the life of me. I know I had like a meeting like Monday, and it was a really good meeting. And y'all, like, it's so nice when you talk to people and they understand you fully and understand like the goals and stuff you have for yourself, and they know what you're trying to do. So he asked me this really good question. He was like, if you was getting paid to do something that you love, what would it be? And I told him, I said, to be honest with you, just to sit down and talk to people all day and hear real life stories, trauma and stuff like that, and how we got through it and how we grew and where we're at in our lives from where we've been and everything like that. And I just feel like I love doing that. This is the thing, it's very healing when you can talk about people. Some people be like, oh, it could be trauma, whatever, but or they could say something about it, but I just feel like a lot of people don't talk about stuff that they go through. And if we all talked about stuff we went through, we'll realize how many of us have been through similar things. And sometimes people see it as a trauma bonding, but I see it more of like, yes, I went through this and this and that, but, and then I talk about how I got through it, because everybody got through it differently. But also you learn so many valuable things from it as well. You know, you learn many valuable things, and everybody don't cope with a lot of things the same. But I was like, honestly, that's what I would do. I said, I'm more of a missionary type of person where I like to be very positive and speak positive things over people in their life. And I love to pray. Like, y'all know I say that all the time, pray in all that you do. Like, because it's like, I'm the type of person that just want to know, like, how did you get through that? Like, because it's stuff that I can't fathom in my mind that people have been through, or it takes me a minute to process that people actually went through something like that. And it's like, I just love to hear how they overcame that, you know. And also I feel like when you can share information on how certain and different techniques help you to release something or grow through something or recognize something, I feel like we all need to have access to that type of information, because you just never know what it'll be that'll help you personally heal from many things. But asked me that, but then also I told him, I said, my main goal is not even just that. It's just to be in the community with people. Like, if I could go, you know how, like, most of the time I hear around, like, Christmas time and stuff, like Thanksgiving and stuff, you know, they do, like, the stuff for the homeless people where they'll cook food and then they'll go give place and give thanks. But why the hell do we gotta wait all the way to November, December, Thanksgiving time, or this and that? I just feel like that's something that I need to be doing every week or every other week, or it's just, because my thing is, if y'all haven't realized, God blesses us when we help others. It says we have to help our brothers and sisters, and you will be blessed. You know, like, it's just, and then on top of that, I was like, and my thing is, everything works a lot better when we're in a community. So I feel like being in community settings and doing that type of work, it just does something in your life. Because it's been plenty of times where, and I'm not a therapist or anything like that, but sometimes people want to talk about stuff, and it helps them release it by talking about it. Because sometimes you need to hear how that sounds, not in your mind, if that makes sense. You need to hear it like how I'm speaking now. You need to speak it out and actually hear what you're saying. Because sometimes I feel like when you say stuff in your mind, it could be interpreted into millions of different things, because your mind tell you so many lies. But I would say my mentor, she had me do something the other day, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it was so healing to do. So I was telling her, I was like, I feel like this and I feel like that, and I said, I just don't know what to do, and I'm like, blah blah blah, and I'm like, y'all, I was like hella stressed. But she was like, you know what I need you to do, Bree? She said, 1. She was like, 1, pray. And she was like, 2, I need you to get all this down on paper. She was like, write down the pros and cons of this, and write down the pros and cons of that. When I wrote down this list, I had 2 separate things. And on my first list, this was dealing with stuff that basically centered around my job. And when I tell you the negative things outweighed so much than the positive, but when I made my second list, it was so many positives that I couldn't even continue to, like, let me see where this card got. It was like so many positives that I couldn't even, like, fit them all on the paper. I had to literally, like, fit them in between. But then also I wrote the negative side to the thing, to me working for myself and this and that. And I literally only can count on my finger how many negatives I had. And she said, I need you to write down, like, everything, like emotional wise, what you would feel, or, you know, it was like, I can't explain, but just getting it on paper and writing down and looking at it was just healing enough for me. Because I realized in that moment, like, you know, these feelings are very temporary right now that I'm feeling. Now, will I get to this goal? Of course, I will. But I need to acknowledge that this is how I'm feeling in the moment about where I'm trying to get. And acknowledge that these feelings are real and true to me. But also, I knew in my mind, I was like, I need to create also a game plan for this. Like, you know, and also I need to put steps in. But also, like she told me to do, she said, make sure you pray. And so I did just that. But honestly, I felt better after making that list. I felt so empowered making that list, because now I have a list to go back and look at that's going to help remind me of why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is temporary. Don't feel like this for too long. Like, and y'all don't even know how I got on this subject. I didn't really know what I was going to talk about when I got on here, but obviously this is what I'm talking about, so we gonna go for it. But I was like, you know what, Miss Alicia, I'm like, you're a whole 100% correct, and she just enhances my life so much, and she's such a blessing. And I know once I get in a position to do something for her, I want to do like something like so big for her that I know for a fact that she wants, and that's specific to her, and that's one of my goals. to do that. She even called me last night to check on me because she knows that I get in like these frenzies of when I get stressed, when I'm trying to study for a test and stuff. And she calls and makes sure I'm okay. And actually this time I was a whole lot better than usual when it comes to when I get around my testing periods. But it was just great. So I really want to say, like, let me say this. I definitely believe that we all need a mentor in life. But also, I definitely do believe that we all need that seasoned person in our life. You know, someone older that's been around long that can really help, and they really help enhance your life. Like, even my grandmother she done told me so many different things, done taught me so many different things, and she done changed my life, like, just with stuff that she has done said. And this is the thing, like, grandmothers, they know their children, and just older people just already kind of know, they already lives long enough to see these type of things, if I could say that. But yeah, and I just had to like tell y'all that because it's just like God put it on my heart. Because for one, I said when I was gonna make this channel that whatever I put on here had to come from my heart, and it had to be something that God wanted me to speak about today. So when I get on here and I kind of random talk and I get into the subject, it's because God is telling me that I need to speak about this subject for someone, because someone needs to hear it. Okay, now I done made it to work, but I don't want to go yet. So I'm gonna sit here and talk for a little bit longer. But I just want to let y'all know, like, if y'all do struggle with anything, I need y'all to do this. Write it down. Like I said, for my job that I was working at, I had some pros. I ain't gonna lie, I had a decent amount of pros, you know, but I had a lot of I wrote down a lot of negatives. And when I looked at those negatives, I realized a lot of it was linked to emotional things. But then I also realized these were things that it wasn't ways of where I could fulfill my purpose in the place that I wanted to be. But it felt good to be in control of something, for one, and to write all this down and really truly express how I felt, you know. And it felt good, and just releasing that did a lot for me that day. I moved on, and I just continued to study. I prayed like I do anytime I need to be need anything to pray about, or just being grateful, you know. And so it felt good just to do that. Okay, and sometimes it might only require you in life to do just that. Like I was telling my fiance last night, like, sometimes I can be a little bit of an overachiever. And he told me, he was like, Brianna, he said, now that your faith is so strong, because it is, and at one point it wasn't, but he said, now that your faith is so strong, I feel like the devil is trying to get you and tell you that you're not doing enough. He was like, babe, you do X, Y, and Z all day. You have this job and that many side jobs. And he said, I feel like the devil is trying to get you in other ways, because he know for a fact he cannot touch you. You're untouchable when it comes to faith, but he's trying to attack your mind. And he said, babe, you just got to keep your head strong. You got to remember that the enemy can always be after you, especially when you on the break of something big. And so when he said that to me, I was like, you know what, babe? I was like, you're right. I said, you're 100% right about that. And this is the thing. I knew this, but you know, when you get in your mind about stuff, you can't remember. You so fogged, you can't remember. It's not important to you, right? So where is he finna get? Sometimes these men at work be kind of rude, and I'm just like, people in Texas in general just be rude. But that's what he said to me, and I was like, you know, I'm sorry, y'all, I lost my train of thought. Not everybody like that. I have met some of the most amazing people, but it's just like some people are just kind of very rude, and then I don't know. But anyway, yeah, he told me that, and I was like, you know what, you're right about that. So I said, you know what I told him I said, I'm gonna pray about it again. Because I keep praying. When I feel a certain type of way, I continue to pray about it. And also I give thanks and praise. Also, I would like to tell y'all a game changer that will change your life. Make sure y'all showing God like gratitude, like every day. When you wake up, when you in the car, just random time when you're thinking, random time when you're doing anything, just thank God, because we don't, you know, God don't have to have us here, you know. He could do any. Oh, that's Brian. He a good dude. He a good dude. But yeah. And so, yeah, like I say, pray in all that you do, but also give thanks. It wasn't until I realized gratitude does a lot too. But like I was saying, we need in our life to actually be out there. We need to like do more community type things, because people need us, and we need people. I think a lot of our generation, or what we're missing in this day and time, is a sense of community, a sense of trust with people. And this is a thing, like, God didn't put us here to be alone. God put us here to just live and praise him in the Son, like in Jesus. Like, that's it. He just want us to show love and be loved. Like, and that's it. Like, there's nothing else. He wants you to acknowledge his name, and he wants you to acknowledge his Son, and he just wants you to show love and have a pure heart in all things that you do. And y'all, it's the most simplest thing. Can it be the hardest sometimes? Yes, we're human. We're not made to be perfect and whole. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need them. But that's it, y'all. It's so simple, you know? And I realized that, because I'm going to come out with a story with how I grew my faith from a mustard seed. That'll probably be my next video, maybe while I'm driving home, and because that's going to be pretty long. But I want to do how I grew my faith from a mustard seed, because I did have to grow my faith from a mustard seed. And I'm going to go over with what happened in the process, and why this, like, how did I get there, and just life events and things that happened. Because one of my friends told me, Zoe, hey Zoe, if you ever watch this video, she told me, she said, you have a story that you need to tell, and she said people needs to hear it, and it's going to change lives. And I know that once I talk about this, it will. I feel like this video might be like an hour long, and I'm ready to talk about it. Okay, I'm ready to do it, honestly, but I gotta wait until God said green to go with it, because I need it to be at the right place in the right time. The right person needs to hear it. Okay, but I really made this video just to be like, you know, y'all, I think I'm just gonna be named like, listen to your elders. Listen to your elders, make notes, and let's figure out how we can be more of a community. How can we help one another? Because, like, after talking to that guy that I talked to Monday, and him helping me realize, he said, I could tell, Bree, he said, you're more of a community type person that's more outside doing missionary work, you know, not no regular job, just doing, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I said, I'm working on that. And he said, I know how it feels to have goals and dreams and aspirations, and also it's just to have a calling over your life, and you not being able to fulfill that just yet. And I will say, y'all, like, but I have to realize that I am doing it now. I have started it now. It may not look how I want it to look right now, but it will at some point. And that's something that I need to realize, okay? And all things take time. So it's more of like just trusting the process, really trusting God. But he basically, it felt good to talk to somebody that knew exactly how I felt without even having to explain that that's how I was currently feeling, you know? But most of the time, when you're dealing with certain people that's supposed to be in your corner and around you, they can tell, like, they can tell. I just don't know how to explain whether it's God put the words in their mouth, but a lot of them can tell that sometimes people have something on their life, and that they have a divine purpose that they need to fulfill. And, you know, so I don't know. But I'm going to get there. But I'm just starting here for now with these videos. And I'm really hoping, like, you know, somebody be like, I kind of like these videos. They're just regular videos. I really, most of the time, want y'all to just plug into this video and not even watch me, because half of the time I'm going to be driving because I'm such a busy person. But I definitely think it's just worth listening to, you know, just like an everyday life of a person, to see how they think and feel. And just understanding who they are, but also understanding, like, you, like, what makes sense to you and how that relates to you in your life. And taking whatever it is and changing your mindset if you feel like something be changed. But just growing as a human or individual. And that's just really it. But, y'all, I got to go and work, because I can sit here and talk to y'all all day. But I just want to tell each and every one of you, make sure you pray in all that you do. I want to tell each and every one of you also, I love you, and I want y'all to have the most amazing day. And I'm finna head into this job, but y'all have a good day and peace.